this video in the HamCation 2022 Orlando series. We are going to take a look at the ARRL. Mike, W8ZY, will give us a few minutes on club growth and the new grant program. Stay tuned for the ARRL interview.
Alrighty, I'm KY4 BDP Brian. I'm here with Mike, W8ZY with the ARRL. Mike, we wanted to ask you a couple of questions because the ARRL is so involved, obviously, with everything that's going on this week, right? And we're a club channel, and we wanted to kind of ask you some questions about what can clubs do to help themselves as far as grow their membership and activities and things. Okay. And one of the things I wanted to bring up right away, you did make an announcement. I don't think there's much behind it yet, but some club grants or that sort of thing?
Mm-hmm. There is. So, first of all, let's talk about what clubs can do. So, my big story of how clubs can grow is, first of all, you have to outreach. You have to talk to people who are not in the club. A lot of guys always talk, oh yeah, we advertise within the club all the time. Well, the club may not necessarily be the best place. So we want you to outreach. Talk to the local community, get involved in adult education programs, Boy Scout troops, Girl Scout troops, anything big, large church groups. It's amazing where you can find folks who are interested in the technologies that we use, and they find out, oh, there's somebody I can ask questions. That's the biggest thing. Most people get their license and they say, well, I didn't really get active because I didn't know what to do now.
That's exactly right.
Be the person to be there now.
So one of the things that we do, some of the things we do for outreach, we do cancer walks, we do bike rallies, motorcycle rallies. We've done Jeep events where we do remote communications for the Jeep events.
Right.
And we're also doing presentations at a couple of the schools locally, both high school and middle school, trying to get them involved. And we also do presentations for folks in our community. And you're saying that's definitely something you need to do?
Absolutely. You have to outreach. And one of the big reasons that people get into HAMRadio is for emergency communications. So emergency communications, I get tickled. I live in Connecticut. One of the complaints that I got from a member was, all we do is train, we drill, we never have any real emergencies. I said, well, I'll be happy to schedule a hurricane for you, but it takes a lot of paperwork. But what you can do is, like you said, public service events, bike races, foot races. We cover an event in Connecticut that is essentially a 7K race.
Okay.
It brings out hundreds of people. The last time we did it, they had about 1,000 people. It's a simplex event. It doesn't cover a whole lot of territory, but it gives us an opportunity to get out about a dozen operators and say, this is how we train.
It's visibility, isn't it?
That's right.
And we had a member the other day that basically said the same thing. We have these nets. We have an emergency net. We have a weather net. Why are we doing both of those? And it's practice, courteousness, for the professionalism to run a net, skills.
Yep.
You got to do it to keep your skills up.
One of the things that I always tell people to think about is, do you know how to juggle? And the way you learn how to juggle is to practice so that it becomes muscle memory. You don't fire up a new net and an emergency without knowing what's going on. There's an old saying that says, when the river's rising, it's a little late for swimming lessons. So now's the time to practice. Now's the time to learn how to be net controlled. I challenge people to be net controlled. And then many of them say, well, I don't know how to do it. Fine. Let me let you be net controlled one way. I will walk you through it.
Just step you through it.
Nobody's going to laugh at you. Nobody's going to yell at you. We're going to walk you through it, and you'll learn.
Now, one other thing, that's the outreach side of it.
Right.
Let's bring it back in a little bit.
Okay.
for existing club members, because a lot of clubs are aging out.
Right.
Outreach is one way to bring in new blood. The other thing that I hear so many times in our videos, comments, I wish our club did those things.
Right.
Because we do a lot of things. We do winter field day, summer field day, photo events,
Sure,
all kinds of stuff. And it's to keep everybody moving, keep everybody working. One of the things that we're doing is a remote HF rig.
okay,
You got to need an antenna, need the cabling, we got to have the internet activity, all this other stuff. But you got to bring it all together. We're going to do a multi-part series about that. One of the other things that clubs are always looking for is funding.
yep,
So bringing it back to the grant, what we don't have a lot of specifics yet, but
we don't have a lot of specifics yet, but the ARRL Foundation has announced what is called the Club Grant Program. Now, it was announced just a couple of weeks ago, and we've had news information go out in our Club News newsletter. And let me give a plug here real quick. If you're an ARRL member, go to your personal profile, go to the ARRL website and sign in, and you'll see a spot at the top that says edit your profile. And under email, it will give you an opportunity to sign up for a whole bunch of different newsletters. And one of those is our Club News newsletter. Okay, there's my plug. But Club News, the Club Grant Program is going to allow clubs to apply for a grant up to $25,000. Now, as I said, we don't have a whole lot of details yet. We can't say it's going to be for this or it's going to be for that. We're working on all those little details now. Look for information probably around the end of April, and we'll be able to have all the definitions for you there. But it will be an opportunity for a club to get the kind of funding to do those outreach programs. You want to do a training class, you want to do an event. Those are the kinds of places where you can get the funding to do it. Right, do it right.
Right. Mike, I want to thank you for giving us a few minutes of your time today.
No problem. Good luck. Enjoy the Ham Fest.
Take care.
Thank you.
And there you have it, our interview with Mike W8ZY with the ARRL. Hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. 73, everybody.